Previous to getting involved with bodybuilding, I was working in a gym in the UK, and the gym where I was working, there was a member of staff there who was getting ready to do a bodybuilding show. And when we were at the gym, they'd said to me, if you're not doing anything on Sunday, why don't you come and watch me at this show? So luckily I wasn't doing anything, and I decided to go along to watch. And it was the moment when the female bodybuilders stepped onto the stage. I was sitting there and I was so taken aback and mesmerized to actually see in real life that women could build muscle. And it was from that moment that I decided that this was something that I wanted to do. So I'd been doing triathlon and a lot of running for many years, and decided to just stop it and then start the path of bodybuilding, and that's how I got involved into the sport. The journey of bodybuilding has been really interesting for me because it's not what I expected. When I set out on the path of bodybuilding, my initial goal was just to complete one show to see if I had what it takes to step on stage as a woman with muscle. And I completed that one show and then decided from that point that I really enjoyed the sport. I enjoyed how you could manipulate and change the body. And I then decided to do the next show and competed in the British finals that first year and placed second. So that was my first year of competing. I placed second at the British finals, which then encouraged me to want to push myself further. So I changed federations to a world-renowned federation, which is IFBB. And that next year I then ended up winning the British title for women's heavyweight. And it was from that moment, and I then thought, how much further could I take it from there? So I competed on the European circuit for a year for IFBB, and then ended up winning the world title for the women's bodybuilding class heavyweight. So I won the world title and the women's overall title, which then meant that I could apply to be a pro athlete. And I went on to compete on the pro scene all over the world, representing women's heavyweight class. For women's bodybuilding, we're really restricted in which countries we can compete in now, because there's not many countries in the world that support women's heavyweight class. So I've mostly competed within the US, but on an international level. So the women that compete in the US come from all over the world, so you get the best of the best from as far as Australia, all parts of Europe, of course the UK and USA and Canada. So you'll get the strongest women from all of those countries coming to compete, which is such an amazing opportunity to be a part of and to stand on that stage knowing that my roots come from a small town like Bulawayo. So it's been a really incredible journey for me, and in that journey I've met some of the best athletes on a pro level throughout the world. In my journey of bodybuilding, I have to say my proudest moment on stage was to win the world title and the overall title for women's heavyweight. To be told that you're the best that there is in the league at that time is a really momentous thing. So to have achieved that meant a great deal to me, because when I first set out in the sport, there were a lot of people that told me that I would never achieve anything, and having people against you and saying that you weren't going to come anywhere, to then winning a world title and to go down in the history books, to have your name down there, which will stay with me well until I'm gone, is an amazing achievement. Got into the sport as a female to build muscle. There's still a lot of people in society that don't really agree with this, and I was told many times by many people that I would never amount to anything and that I would basically not achieve very much, and that definitely motivated me to push myself even more, to prove people wrong, that anything that you set your mind to you can achieve. So the more you want something, if you really believe in yourself, you push forward and you can achieve those goals. So to have achieved what I've achieved, even though people have said that I wasn't able to do it, for myself has been a major personal triumph. With building muscle, And the more mature your body is, the more muscle memory you have. And it's a great sport because you can be at least into your late 40s and still look really good on stage and hold a decent amount of muscle. For me now though, because I have competed on the pro scene now for some years, and I've achieved everything that I have wanted to achieve in terms of how far I can take the sport, my main emphasis now is to prepare other athletes to reach the goals that they're wanting. My diet is typically the same in that I eat consistently. I usually eat at least every 3 hours, and it's very balanced in that there's a balance of my protein intake, my carbohydrate, and my fibrous carbs and essential oils. So every meal will constitute of those 4 main ingredients. Even though I'm not competing at the moment, my diet is still consistent year round because I want to maintain the muscle that I've got, which enables me to train at my peak. So it's really important to have your supplementation in place and consistent with this, and have your eating in place and consistent with this too. And generally a meal will consist of your protein source, which is chicken, beef or fish for me, and my carbohydrate source, which is usually rice or sweet potatoes or potatoes, something green, so your green vegetables like your broccoli, spinach, green beans, cabbage, and then your essential oils, which will come from sources such as nuts, olive oil, avocado, so foods that are high in really good essential fatty oils. My advice to female athletes that are wanting to get into the sport of bodybuilding is to just be consistent. Be consistent with your training, be consistent with your diet and nutrition, and be consistent with your sleep and your rest. And the more consistent you are, the better your results will be. And just to keep persevering, believing in yourself, because anything that you put your mind to and you truly believe, you can definitely achieve this.